LDC trainers, this webcast is designed to take you through the reporting procedures for LDC training. Some of these reporting is just for rollout work, but some of it is part of all of our work. So I will identify that in this webcast. The first item on this sheet is the local trainer survey. This is for rollout work only. However, if you have a local coach, you can feel free to have them do it too in your contracted site. This is a survey that all local trainers take on the Thursday of every training. When the teachers take the evaluation, local trainers take this survey. And it's an exit ticket that asks them to identify what they plan on doing this round and what they've done the previous round. And it takes a snapshot of how many teachers they support, the total modules that teachers have taught, and the number of schools they work with. So this is an important documentation for us to see what they're doing, what they're seeing, as well as what superstars they see out in the field, so we can keep identifying people that we want to highlight. So it's very important that every local trainer takes this every round. It is the same link for everybody, so you don't need to make any special requests or make any copies. Just the same link for every local trainer, every entity, every round. The next document is the entity report. This entity report is completed by you, the SREB trainer, every round for each entity. You complete one of these reports for the entity. So the report at the very top, if you click on that link, it'll take you to this Dropbox. But I'm also going to include the document in the email that contains this link to this video. At the very top, you're going to see you'll fill in the blanks here, and there'll be a little space to put in a number. You'll identify the state, the cohort 1 or 2 or 3, the entity name, which would be Mississippi South, Mississippi North, North Carolina East, number of schools in your entity, the dates that you are visiting this round. What round number is it? There's 6 rounds in year 1, so you'd say year 1, round 3, year 2, round 4. And then you'll complete this information for the whole entity. This is for all local trainers in your entity. Then you'll complete a summary of where your school is based on the visits. Now, some of you have a lot of schools with each local trainer. Some of you have just a couple schools. You'll need to sit with your local trainer and go school by school and determine how to respond to these questions. If you went to the school yourself, you would complete this. If you did not go to the school yourself, you would complete this part right here. The best way to do it, if possible, is simply sit with a local trainer and type it in as they talk to you. However, if that's not possible, if the visits are going to happen after you're there, then you'll have to ask the local trainer to send you the bullet points to these questions. Or you can glean it from the coaching letters. So this is a synthesis of the coaching letter or what the local coach is telling you. Any additional comments? There may be something that's not in the coach's letter or not up here. It could be that there is no local coach, or that the local coach has never shown up, or that the local coach is pregnant, or that the local coach hates LDC. What's important to remember is that this is a communication tool for you to Dan Millett, Dan Rock, and the state leads. The local trainers and the principals will not receive this. So this is for you to share and document where each school is, so that we can support you in moving those schools forward, and we can all reflect on how things are working. This is going to be due the last day of the month of each round, but the Friday. So October 30th is a Friday, the last Friday of the month. If you have a training the last week of the month, then it's due the following week. I will send out the due dates for each round following this email. The next document is the module tracking. So this was a document that asks you to identify the module and how many modules each teacher has taught. And by taught, we mean they have begun asking students to do the reading and the writing. Part of this document is obviously who the teachers are, who the local trainer is, the school, the teacher's email. So this should be part of everybody's entity. You create this after you do your initial training. So this is only done one time. But the module implementation piece is about having each teacher and knowing the module that they're teaching and have they scored student work. Is it completed? We want 3 modules. So this should be completed at the end of every month with your local trainer. Your local trainer should be tracking this. So it's up to the SREB person to show the local trainer this document and ask them to complete it at the end of each month. And that's probably some challenge, but it's important that we know that the teachers are following through. Once you complete this document, we need to get it into the CRM, which means transferring the number of modules for each teacher to a spreadsheet to enter into the CRM. And what that means is pulling up these spreadsheets, and you notice that it's in the state folder, and you have had these sent to you previously. And you'll find your teachers by your school, so you just can delete all of the schools that are not part of your entity and fill in how many modules they've written using that other document you had. Because this is the only document that we can use to update into the CRM. Hopefully eventually we'll be getting reports straight from Core Tools, but until we do, this is how we can track where teachers are. So notice these are the numbers for Mississippi North. So after the next round, this will be updated to, hopefully these will be all 3s and 2s. The next step in reporting, so now we've identified, how each school is. We've uploaded into the CRM. So that is the reporting. The local trainer needs to do a coaching letter. The coaching letter, again, is completed by the local trainer unless you do it as a model the first time. And the coaching letter, this document shows you how to create, well, ignore this document, I apologize. I got to change that. The coaching letters go into the Google Drive, and they are saved into the Google Drive by you. So they're sent to you, and you're going to upload them into the folder that is assigned to you. So if you go to, and you should have already had this set up, you have a folder that says the state name, the cohort name, and then your name. State name, cohort name, and then your name. And what you're going to do is, in the folder, you have created subfolders for each trainer and each district. And in those subfolders are subfolders for rounds, so that in each round we can collect the coaching letters. So they're still doing that there. Well, Sherry's working on her coaching letters, okay? But in the folder will be the coaching letters for each round. You're not writing them, you're just saving them. Then, the next piece is trying to get back to the previous screen. Is looking at the next piece, I apologize, is looking at the certification. As you meet with your local trainers, you have a document that you're updating, and that document updates the local trainer certification progress. So if we look inside a folder that one of those folders that you have created, you should see there should be a folder within those folders, again, our subfolders, that have certification. And in certification is a Google Doc that you have set up. And that Google Doc you update every round with what that trainer has done as part of their certification. So notice here, this local trainer has identified, the SREB trainer has said that this person has attended those trainings and that she's communicating with principals and that she's conducted observations. So all of these steps are identified on this. I am going to include in this document a step-by-step for setting up those folders and setting up this document. So you've updated their certification document and you're pretty much done. The other thing is sign-ins. You are either going to request a link for teachers to sign in with, or you'll choose one that's provided. On this sheet is going to be a link for all the links that are already done, for all the sign-in links and evaluations that have been completed. If it hasn't been completed, then you would click on this and you would request it. So the first thing is to see if it's already completed, which it may have been. If not, then you submit this document in order to receive your link from Teresa. Please do so at least 2 weeks ahead of time so that she has plenty of time to create it for you. So it seems like a lot, but essentially you have 3 things you need to keep in mind. 1 is this entity report, 2 is tracking the modules, and 3 is the certification update. The coaching letters you're saving, so that's not too much time intensive, and the survey and the sign-ins are just links that the teachers fill in. So those are the three key elements that you need to review carefully and make sure you know how to do. There's going to be links and attachments for all of these things in the email as well as on this document that contains this video. Thank you. As always, if you have any questions, please give me a holler.